How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Flame, and we are back with another FPL video, and today we're going to be looking at the best captaincy choices for Game Week 10 in FPL. If you haven't done so already, make sure to leave a like on the video, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We greatly appreciate it, and turn those notification bells on so that you can get fantastic videos much like this one and many others to come as soon as they are readily available. Also, leave a comment down below as to who your captain is going to be this coming game week. I know there's a lot of choices this game week, and I'm very excited to see who you guys have in store for the armband this game week. Also, make sure to follow us over on Twitter and Twitch. It's PilotFlame226 on those platforms. We will be doing a deadline stream tomorrow at the time of releasing this video, this being the Thursday. I have to do it the day before the deadline, because the games start on Friday this week for an afternoon or a late night kickoff, depending on what time zone you're at for Game Week 10. So make sure to check us out for that. We're going to be going over a bunch of different topics there. That's going to be at 7 p.m. EST over on Twitch, so make sure to give us a follow over there so that you don't miss it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first captaincy option we have this game week is the man that everyone is bringing in place of Harry Kane, and that seems to be Jamie Vardy. He's got 61 points this season, 8 goals, 2 assists. He's a quarter owned by the entire FPL player base, and he did blank in the previous game week, but he does have a great fixture. Fulham at home, one of the considered whipping boys on the teams that concede the most big chances and concede the most goals. And Jamie Vardy is no exception to scoring against teams that are quite on the lower end of the table. Now, I think that if you're going to be bringing Vardy in for Harry Kane for the next 4 fixtures, I think it's a fantastic idea. He does have a great run of fixtures above Harry Kane, who is someone who you can kind of compare as a form versus fixtures kind of thing, how it's going on. Yes, Leicester's stats don't necessarily show that they should be scoring a bunch of goals, but Vardy is the type of player where he just basically breaks stats. I mean, he has 8 goals this season, and I think 3/4 of them are from penalties, so Vardy's definitely going to be up there by the end of the season for goals scored. And I think just against a bad Fulham team, Vardy's probably going to do some damage versus them. He's improved himself as a poacher as well as, just somebody who can hit teams on the break. Thought that he could potentially do something versus Liverpool, but their system drowned him out, and Fabinho is actually always wary of the ball over the top. But I think that as a poacher, he's definitely underrated, and I can see him definitely poking a goal or 2 in versus Fulham. So I think the Englishman could be on everybody's minds for the captaincy this game week. Now, another player that also has a fantastic fixture is Kevin De Bruyne, the home choice, as it were, for Manchester City mids. He's currently at 11.6 million in the midfield slot. 29 points. He's underperforming a little bit. 1 goal, 3 assists this season. Has missed a penalty already this season as well. And he's only 17.8% owned. He was out with injury for a week or so, and he only scored 2 points in the previous game week. But he does have a fantastic fixture versus Burnley at home, who in recent times has basically just been the kryptonite. Like, they've crumbled under the pressure when they play against Man City. Like, Pope just doesn't save anything. They always score. Man City shows up, and it's literally like kryptonite to Superman. They just absolutely blitz through them. They've had, in most recent times, like 5-0s. I think it was a 4 or 5-0 after restart versus Burnley. They've had a few of those in previous encounters over the last couple of years. And typically the man who does do well at home is Kevin De Bruyne. Now, whether he's still on penalties, that is yet to be seen. We haven't seen Aguero start or get a penalty when both of them have been on the pitch since he's been back from injury. I know he got some minutes this week in the Champions League, whereas De Bruyne was completely rested, didn't travel with the team at all. So if you're bringing him in, he's kind of an assured starter in that department. But whether he keeps penalties, we're not too sure. With an out-and-out striker back in the team, De Bruyne is definitely a lot better. And I think with Aguero in there, he could be even better, which can make De Bruyne a better option than Sterling this game week. And I think that at home, you can definitely bet that De Bruyne is going to be involved in the action this coming game week. Now, a fixture that's kind of come back on the list is the Brighton versus Liverpool Liverpool fixture, and I think Sadio Mane could definitely benefit from a fairly low ownership. He's currently 12.1 million, 49 points, 4 goals, 3 assists, 12.9% owned, and he got 3 points in his previous outing. And like I said, he has Brighton away. Now, in away fixtures, when both Salah and Mane play, which Salah looks like he's going to play in the coming game week, as he has tested negative twice. He played tonight in the Champions League versus Atalanta and came off after around the 60-minute mark. And I think that Mane is somebody who definitely, when they play together, benefits a lot more away from home. It just seems to be away from home he does more damage, and Salah at home does more damage in that type of fixture, which I think that, in the, the Fulham game in 2 weeks' time, in game week, would be game week 12, I think that could be a Mane type fixture, although Fulham is probably just going to concede 1 billion goals with both of them up front. But Sadio Mane is definitely getting underlooked. He's had a lot of shots inside the box. It was very unfortunate in their 3-0 victory over Leicester not to get a return as well. And he kind of goes, underlooked in a sense. He's also a very similar price to Salah right now as well. 12.1 million for him, 12.2 for Salah's current price at the time of recording. And I think that he's somebody that definitely goes, underlooked. Now, he does benefit a lot from when Trent Alexander-Arnold's in the team, who likes to swing in crosses deep, for him to actually get up in the air and actually head some home, which he did quite a lot last season. With Trent out, not sure that's going to be the same case, but I still think that he looked quite lively. I think him and Jota work very well together. I think Firmino's also helped him out a lot as well in the last couple of games. So I think don't underlook Mane. This could also easily be a Salah captaincy fixture if you're bringing him back in. I'm certainly considering it. So Sadio Mane could be a somewhat of a differential, but I think is a pretty safe bet for the captaincy this game week. Now, our fourth captaincy option here is somebody who doesn't shy away from the points away from home, and that is Bruno Fernandes, currently sitting at 10.8 million, 64.6 goals, 3 assists, 36.5% ownership, and got a whopping 11 points in his previous outing. Now, that was a home fixture, so imagine what he does in his away fixtures. He's gotten double-digit holes exclusively in his away fixtures this season, and he has another 2 back-to-back versus Southampton and West Ham in the league in game weeks 11 and game week 10 this week. Now, Southampton are a team that presses, quite well. They're very effective with Hasenhüttl's system. They cause problems for defensive lying or deeper midfielders not being able to get the ball to players like Fernandes, like Rashford, like Martial, these sorts of frontmen who do all their danger in the final third. Now, this could cause problems versus Fernandes, but again, they just came off a 4-1 win, very high intensity. If they go with a similar system, I think that the likes of Donny van der Beek can help out that system tremendously, and Fernandes is only going to benefit from that one-touch intricate style of passing. Also, I think with the introduction of Alex Telles as well, he's somebody who's come in and just been fantastic swinging in crosses. He also links up very well with Fernandes, them both speaking the same language. I believe Brazilians and Portuguese both speak Portuguese of some kind. It helps out as well, and it helps out that dynamic. Also, Fred as well, when he's on the pitch, Brazilian teammate of Telles as well. That kind of left side when Fernandes drifts across there, it does help out a lot quite well. And if Martial is going to be playing out on the left wing with Cavani through the middle, that kind of intricate one-touch passing, we know Martial likes a quick 1-2. It could be assists and goals for Fernandes all day. And I think if there's somebody who's going to be on the team sheet and, kind of always scoring, or every time you get a notification, it's definitely Bruno Fernandes. He's undroppable. He's on fire. He could arguably be considered the best midfielder in the Premier League at the moment. So I think that he's somebody who, if you have him, definitely hang on to him. If you don't have him, I'd be worried about him this week. I certainly am, because I'm looking to potentially bring in a City mid. But this fixture, Southampton away, looks like it could be a bad fixture on paper. But for Bruno Fernandes, would not be surprised if he got a return into this game week. And the last differential captaincy shout for this game week is Sergio Aguero. Yes, he's back. Back again. Sergio Aguero's back. He was on the bench in the Champions League fixture tonight versus Olympiacos. Came on for around 15-20 minutes or so. And he, didn't really touch the ball very much, but he is back. And I think that Aguero could potentially start in one of these next 2 home fixtures. If he starts in both, that would be interesting as well. And he could potentially be back on penalties now that he's back in the team. It's just a matter of, can he stay fit? Now, will Pep do the rotation between him and Jesus as long as they're both fit, where one plays 60 minutes, the other one plays 30? Probably. But from recent data, from what I've seen all of last season, whether Aguero or Jesus started, most cases, Aguero stayed on the pitch a little bit longer on average, as well as if Aguero was on the pitch and Jesus was on the bench, Aguero didn't necessarily get subbed off for Jesus. There were times where Jesus came on and Aguero stayed on the pitch because Aguero was on fire or doing well, and even times when Aguero came off the bench and he came onto the pitch, he scored. And there are times where Aguero can just be absolutely unplayable on his day. He's getting up in age now. I believe he's 32 years old. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below, but I think he's around that age. He's like early 30s, and he's starting to get a few injuries, you know, more consistently now, which could be a bit of a problem. So it would be a massive punt. He's only 1.3% owned. He's only featured in around 100 minutes of total football in the Premier League this season. And it would be a bit of a risk where you can go with a safer pick like Vardy or hang on to Kane. I'm certainly looking at him. I think that since he's come out of this Champions League fixture unscathed, he could be a fantastic differential for the captaincy this week, let alone a transfer. And with home fixtures, Aguero does tend to score quite a lot. And in the recent fixtures versus Burnley, Aguero has scored in a couple of those as well. So keep an eye out on Aguero specifically for this week to see if he starts. If he does well, potentially be looking at a bunch of bandwagoners bringing him in for Game Week 11 when they play Fulham. And that's going to do it for all our captaincy options for Game Week 10. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I can't stress that enough. We're on the road to 1,300 subscribers so that we can eventually hit 2K, which is the goal by the end of the season. And it's free to do, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bells on so that you can get more videos like this one as soon as they are readily available. And drop us a follow over on Twitter and Twitch. It's PilotFlame226 on those platforms. The links are in the description below, as well as we have a pinned comment down below which will tell you the time, which is going to be 7 p.m. EST for our stream over on Twitch for our deadline-ish stream. I say ish because the deadline is actually on the Friday, but I won't be home in time for the actual deadline to do a proper one like we did for Game Week 9, even though I was late for that one, so apologies for that one again. But make sure to come check it out. We're going to be discussing my potential transfers, as I'm probably going to save it until then before I do them. And any other transfer advice that you may want, make sure to come and check us out and be interactive in the chat. We will be there at 7 p.m. EST, and we usually run for about an hour, so make sure to come check us out over there. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care.